Hello and welcome to Zink TV. Zink is a community access channel about support, advice and things that are happening across the High Peak. To tell us more about it, we've got CEO of Zink, Paul Bowen here. So Paul, tell us about Zink.
Well, Zink is a charity, it's a community organisation, and primarily it's to support people who are perhaps having trouble at the moment. So that could be because of unemployment, it could be poverty, it could be mental health issues, or it could be isolation or homelessness. There's a whole range of things, or it could be none of those things. The idea of Zink is that the community can come together and support itself. So a lot of the people who use Zink services are also volunteers or staff here. We think that's probably the best way of helping people to move positively forward in their lives.
What sort of things does Zink do?
Well, we do a range of things. We started off as High Peak Food Bank, but we've expanded to include employability programmes, an advice service, and now we're developing wellbeing activities, including baking groups, walking groups. We've got a book exchange. We'll be opening a community cafe, and there's a whole range of other stuff, including a school of rock. And one of the things is Zink TV.
So what is Zink TV?
So Zink TV is a community access channel, and it has two purposes really. One is to take out information about Zink services and other charities and support organisations across the High Peak, to provide information to a wider audience. And the other is to provide positive activities for people who want to go out and do something that's active, and so it means that they can get involved in the filming of Zink TV.
So if someone wants to make a film for Zink TV, what do they do?
If they can contact Zink, and they'll be invited to the next production meeting.
Thanks Paul. Recently there was a change at the helm at Zink as long-term chair of trustees Barbara Wilson retired. We went to visit Barbara to ask her about her time at Zink.
How long were you chair of trustees at Zink for?
Well, Zink as an organisation has been going since 2015. However, I have been chair of the organisations out of which Zink grew for about 20 years.
What changes have you seen in that time?
Well, an awful lot of changes. The Zink grew ultimately out of an organisation that focused on the needs of homeless people. And we always, as part of that, had an emergency food element, which grew considerably after the financial crisis in 2008. And we were able to get lottery funding to increase the emergency food availability. But we, from the start, wanted not only to help people in emergencies, but to make it possible for them to avoid being in food poverty. So we have grown to the point where we mostly are dealing with the bigger situation that people find themselves in, and are helping people get back into work, improve generally their welfare situation, and be more positive about their future, not just focusing on their emergencies. I got involved in the organisation High Peak Night Stop when I was a local councillor, and I was motivated to do that because the ward that I represented had a lot of difficulties experienced by especially young people. So I joined out of a sense of responsibility as a local councillor. As Zink grew out of High Peak Night Stop and the previous organisations that it spawned, I became involved and supported the idea of expanding into what Zink does, because I became aware that there was more work to do than just providing emergency services for people we needed.
What do you think about the plans for new services once Zink's new headquarters open in summer 2021?
I'm really excited about the idea. I've been pleased to see Zink go forward with its community hub idea. I think it will be a wonderful thing for the community, particularly in these difficult times, to have a centre that not only helps them in emergency situations and helps them make their futures more secure, but gives them a sense of community involvement and a place to meet other people in the community. I think it'll be a wonderful thing.
Barbara Wilson there, former chair at Zink, sharing some of her experiences. Now we intend to include a quick and simple recipe in every edition, and we hope you will share yours with us. I'll tell you how you can do that after we've seen a contribution from Zink's CEO.
Today's 1 minute recipe, how to make gauchos chili. You're going to need an onion, chilies, garlic, can of corned beef, tin of beans, splash of oil. First, chop the onion. Splash of oil. In go the onions. Whilst the onions are cooking, prepare the other ingredients. Garlic, corned beef, add the garlic, add the corned beef, add the chilli, depending on what you want it. Tip in the beans, simmer for 2 minutes, stir occasionally. Serve on top of rice or with nachos. Gauchos chili.
If you want to send in a filmed 1 minute recipe that uses store-covered ingredients or leftovers for an edition of Zink TV, please get in touch. We'd like to hear the story behind the recipe too. Following the pandemic, Zink set up a partnership of High Peak and Derbyshire Dales employers to deliver the Kickstart scheme. Paul, Zink's chief executive, went to visit one employer to find out how the scheme was running.
The government Kickstart scheme has been set up to support young people to get their first step on the career ladder. I'm in Whaley Bridge to meet one of the employers who's supporting the scheme by providing placements, Bailey's Restaurant. So here I am in Bailey's Restaurant with Dave, who's one of the owners. So Dave, what was it made you get involved in Kickstart?
Kickstart and younger people getting involved in catering in all areas of hospitality has been something that I've been interested in quite a while. The industry itself has had a lack of new talent coming in over the last few years, and of course because we've had lockdown, a lot of those people have left. So it seemed an ideal opportunity to get young people within the area to become involved in our restaurant and in our kitchen. And we've very much changed the focus as to where we were. The average age of people that are actually working in the restaurant now, if you take me out of it, is below 25. So I'm keen that young people are able to take part within it, and Kickstart was ideal. I saw it work really well with the first person that came in, who interviewed terribly, but Kickstart gave them the chance to sort of be honest and open. We chatted and he's been superb right from the start, so much so that we've offered him a full-time job as soon as the scheme finishes. So Kickstart has worked really well for us, and I'm really pleased with it.
Right, so you see it as a way of giving young people a chance, and perhaps when they struggle maybe getting jobs in the traditional way?
I think so, yeah. It takes away the financial pressure of a business. It gives the young person paid work experience, and it actually lets them know whether they want to commit to something that may be a career all the way down. And hopefully we're able to provide a good grounding, whether it be with people staying with them or whether they move to different areas within the industry. I mean, hopefully hospitality and catering and cooking is going to be an area that people can move all over the world and take those experiences and the skills that they develop and work anywhere within the world.
Emma, you're one of the Kickstarters.
Yeah.
And how are you finding it?
Really good, yeah. I left my old job, so I was unemployed for quite a few months and I was really struggling to find somewhere. And I used to work in like kind of a similar sort of thing, customer service based, so that was what I was wanting to go into, but I was really struggling, so thankfully, the Kickstart really helped me out.
And what sort of things are you doing here?
I do a little bit of everything. I wait on, I take orders, I help behind the bar and do drinks if there's quite a big wave of drink orders. I just do a little bit of everything, talk, you can't shut me up.
So is Dave a good boss?
Yes, yeah, honestly.
You have to say that.
That's going to cost me.
No, everybody has just been so friendly with me and just really welcoming, because I'm quite a shy person, especially around new people, and you've just been really lovely. Like, everybody has just been, it's just like coming into a big family.
Thank you very much. Thanks for agreeing to talk to us today.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you.
Bailey's Restaurant in Whaley Bridge, demonstrating how the government Kickstart scheme has helped young people in the High Peak start their careers. Now we end this programme with details of a new project at Zink, High Peak School of Rock. It's widely understood that music is good for you, whether that's listening or playing. The School of Rock is a weekly group guitar session. We sent our cameras out to find out more from one tutor, Kenny Robertson.
Hi, my name's Kenny. I've been playing guitar since I was 11, so that's about 25 years. I've been lucky enough to have many great teachers throughout that time. Done a degree in music down in Guildford with some pretty well-known guitarists in the guitar world. I find music's a great form of self-expression, great way of building friendships, a great way of building confidence, and it's been something I've enjoyed doing nearly my whole life and hope to continue doing. So creating music for myself and with other people has been a really good way of sort of help balance myself. It's a great form of expression, really good mindfulness, and yeah, a great way of building relationships with people and sort of that interaction and bouncing off each other, and the creative process I found is just an overall positive experience. I started teaching guitar about 18 years ago when I first moved back up north. Throughout that time I've taught, been lucky enough to teach loads of people, take them from beginner, to I've had students go on to music college and do degrees in music, exams in music, form their own bands, release their own albums and singles on, Spotify and the internet and that kind of thing. And I've always found they've the same with me. It's helped build their confidence, and they've built great relationships and friendships, and sometimes small communities around the live music scene as well, which sometimes they integrate into. So the effect that I've seen learning guitar and the teach bass as well on people is that definitely number one thing is building confidence, and also a great form of self-expression. Some of people who've been quite shy and not that outgoing, and they found music as a great way of getting out there and socialising, putting themselves out in general. So the aims of the School of Rock are to provide open access music lessons for people who want to help improve the mental health, maybe their social skills, get out there and build friendships. And I've found as well, with even just the basics on guitar, you know, there's a lot of self-expression that you can do, and you know, hopefully build a bit of a community around it and make it, you know, a positive experience.
That sounds really exciting. To join our School of Rock or get involved in Zink in any other way, visit our website www.zink.org.uk. That brings us to the end of this edition of Zink TV. See you again next month, and get in touch if you or your organisation wants to appear on this channel.